On YouTube, back with another video for my Real Racing 3 playlist. Let me show you my race setup. I keep the brake assist off anytime I'm at Indianapolis on the oval. It just helps when you come off the corners, especially, that you can get more speed. So let's go ahead and start the race. See how fast I can get into first place. I actually won the race with this particular car. You have to really try to avoid collisions when you start this race, because these cars start diving down on the turns, and sometimes they'll clip your right rear quarter panel and get you turned around. See, them two are fighting right there. I'll just get him out my way. This is a Guerra. And one thing, let me tell you about my beef with Real Racing 3, and that's the crashing. And that's the let's say you're not a fan of drifting. Drifting is like an integral part of this game. I mean, especially on the multiplayer version, you'll see guys going around turns and sometimes going down straightaways sideways, but they're going like twice as fast as you are. And so for this particular car here, it slips a lot. It doesn't have very good grip. Let me see what kind of speed I can pick up when I come around for that next back stretch. This car right now is only rated at 274 on the top speed. And you can see I'm slipping coming off the turn. So you want to use this race setup for all of your cars. And you should find that when you come off your turn, it'll be easier for you to pick up speed. Especially when you have a handling car. So we got one more lap. I think after I get this car fully upgraded, I'll be able to keep them under 43 seconds. Oh, I hit this turn late. I'm gonna hit the wall. Oh, close, no cigar. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright, so try that. Turn the brakes off. One thing I'm going to tell you, don't ever race with your brakes at full, because the computer will scrub off a lot of speed. I did on the Le Mans track, I did a race where I had control over the throttle, and I did a race where I let the computer control the throttle. And what I've noticed that unless you turn, and even I think if you turn the brakes completely off, well, I'll just say if you turn the brakes down to the middle setting, low, that the computer is still going to take control of the throttle, even when you have the setup where you have a brake and a throttle. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. So that's the setup for that race. As you see, you should just win the race anyway, because your car's better. But when you start getting tested on that track and there's a car that you just can't seem to beat, do that. Take your brakes off, especially if you have a car that handles well, and you should be able to come off your turns really fast. The Guerra isn't a car that handles really well. So let me go to here first. Alright, so you see here, let me highlight tilt B. Now let's say I have this setting, okay, and I go race. I'm not going to race there now because trying to set up for Le Mans. That track takes a long time to load. That's a track that can take you anywhere from 2.5 to 4 minutes to get around that track. There's one race that's 30 minutes long. Here's the thing. Just because it says manual acceleration and manual braking does not mean the computer won't take control. So let's say I have that setting for my control, and then come back, and for my brake setting I have this at low. Well, it's still going to take control of the braking. I mean, of the acceleration. It's gonna. You'll have your finger on there for the acceleration, and you will not be able to accelerate, because I've been trying to maximize my accelerations for my time trials. And right now, I have 4 seconds to go before I get into the next ranking, and I need to scrub off a lot of speed, because some of these guys are really flying. The best I've ever done, I got into the top 30 and whatnot. I'll show you where I'm at. And this is primarily why I turn off braking, is so that I can start. See these +8, +8, +18, +9? That's where you are in relation to getting into the top. Let me show you. So click here, and so I would need to take off 1 second, about 1.1 seconds or so, to move past this into the top 30. And here, this guy is beating me by 8.9 seconds, so that's what that represents, okay? And he's actually using a car that I don't have. So if I had that Bugatti, I could actually I could move past these stages, but I didn't. Like I said, I had told you on a previous video that I had stopped playing real racing for a while. So that's the end of the video. I'll let you go from there. So try that. Hopefully it'll work. Again, for the braking, turn it off when you go to Indianapolis. Try turning the braking off for other races too, but definitely never race any track like that, because you will definitely lose. This is another good setup to use, low and low. Keep the traction control on, okay? There's some cars that can handle low setting on the braking better than others. And oh yeah, I have one more thing for you. I'm sorry. It's a goal that I need you to shoot for. I don't want this video to run too long. This is the goal you want to run for. Alright, the BMW M3 GT2 ALMS. You see, I've raced this car almost 650 times. I got to race it one more time. I said I was going to race it 650 times and retire it and not race it anymore. I'll show you the car. I think it's here. Yeah, it is. So this is the car you want to get. I have mine colored chocolate brown, and this is the track. I've told you about this track before. I want you to try to aim for 500 wins in this car on this track. Fully upgrade the car. I'm talking about 500 fully upgraded races at Suzuka, okay, as a beginner. This is another car you can race in that car also. After you put 20 upgrades on it, you should win every time. These two cars, stay away from them. Don't put any gold into either one of those two cars. You're wasting your money. This car, aim for 500 wins after you fully upgraded the car at Suzuka. Aim for that. That's your goal. Alright, thanks for watching and have a nice night.